Paddy, you've already explained the significance of the excerpt from Britten's opera The Turn of the Screw in 2020 Visions. I remember when I asked you to suggest music for each of the three periods so that we would know where we were in our time travels, you came up with music by Debussy. When I heard the pieces you'd chosen, I loved them immediately. They're just so beautiful. And they seemed so right for the characters. And I just took it for granted that you were good at selecting beautiful music. Since we started doing this blog together, of course, I've been amazed to see how much hidden depth there is in the play. So would I be right in thinking that there's more to your other choices of music than just their beauty?
You would indeed be right, Maurice.
I thought I might be. Well, okay. Where would you like to start?
We should start with Belinda's music, which pervades the play from start to finish.
Because Belinda is the one true love of Alec's life.
And always in his thoughts. Belinda's music is The Cathedral Under the Sea, La Cathédrale, engloutie from Debussy's first book of preludes for solo piano.
We're even using a recording of you playing the piece. It fits neatly in the sense that Belinda had just heard him playing this very music in a student concert. Is there a story behind the music?
There is, in the sense that it was inspired by a Breton legend. But it's also worth noting that Debussy puts the title of the piece at the end, in small print. And this suggests to me that Debussy wanted us to interpret the music in our own way, rather than following a story.
Tell us the story anyway.
My version of it. You need to imagine a city at the very edge of the sea, and in it a palace, where there lived a princess and her father. Wherever the father was, he doesn't feature in the story. The princess invited her lover into the palace and held a secret banquet for him. There was much libation of wine, and then, under the affluence of alcohol, the princess stole her father's keys and opened the palace gate, whereupon the sea came crashing in, flooding the city and drowning not only the princess and her lover, but the palace itself and the entire city.
Oh, I'm involved now. Carry on. Let's hear more of the story.
According to Breton folklore, this was the mythical city of Is, by the Bay of Douarnenez, which is on the Atlantic coast of Brittany. The area is best known to aficionados of the shipping forecast as Finisterre.
Oh, yes, of course.
The end of the world, presumably because the sea extends into the seeming infinity of the Atlantic Ocean.
Beautiful.
According to the legend, the bells of the churches of Is can still be heard below the waters of the ocean when the sea is calm. And that's Debussy's Cathedral Under the Sea.
Oh, beautiful drama. That's so wonderful. I've heard that music so many times while we've been working on the sound design and rehearsing the play, and I've never even imagined there might be a backstory. But of course, what you do, if you don't know the backstory, you create your own. That music just makes your imagination work. It's beautiful.
Well, now that you've started to understand my fascination for hidden subtexts and metaphors, perhaps you would like to play Sherlock Holmes and explain the significance of this music in the context of 2020 Visions.
Okay. Belinda is the princess and 20-year-old Alec is the lover.
And the secret banquet?
Belinda's seduction of Alec? No, it's more than that. It's their affair, of course. It was entirely secret.
The flood?
Belinda died in pregnancy, carrying Alec's child.
Full marks. Their love never died, of course, at least as far as Alec was concerned, but a part of Alec died with her even so. And you might even say that for him it was Finisterre, the end of the world. I do hope you'll listen to the music with different ears now.
I certainly will, but the music works on its own, even if you don't know the backstory, because it's just so beautiful. Thank you for that instruction. It will help, and that is the story that I will hear. But believe me, if anyone who comes to it and hears it for the first time, you will love it just hearing it.
You can hear the sea, and you can hear the muffled sounds of the undercurrents. For me, and this is just my interpretation of the piece, the big moment is the cathedral rising from the seabed and the bells ring out in their full glory before sinking back beneath the waves. And in my way of thinking, this reflects what's going on in Alligati's mind. His memories are buried deep, but in the course of the play, they rise to the forefront of his mind. We hear them ring out in full peal, and then, well, I'm not allowed to say what happens then.
Oh, Paddy, that's wonderful. I can hear the music now in my head, even as you're telling me about it.
There's one little touch I particularly love.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
It's the music that represents a kiss in 2020 Visions.
I know, and I notice that we hear Belinda's music even if he's kissing someone other than Belinda.
Well, going back to the legend, what do you think that music represents?
I suppose it must be a cathedral bell.
I think so too. It's not a bell in full peal, though. It's one of those ghostly bells that you can hear from the mainland when the sea is calm.
So it's his distant memory.
Like Belinda's kisses. Very good. And what is Alex's pet name for Belinda?
Oh, it's Belle! Belle! I get it. Oh, Paddy. Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you so much. So there you have it. Paddy and I have been talking about Belinda's music in 2020 Visions. The Cathedral Under the Sea. Tune in next time for Natasha's music. More Debussy.